So thanks for joining. Again, my name is Sarah. I'm filling in for Z today. Thanks for sticking with this, with all these subs and in her absence. So we'll begin by taking a comfortable seat and we'll start with some pranayama. We'll start with a breathing exercise. And this one in particular is called Samavriti. Sama means same and Vriti means fluctuation. So what we'll do is this is also known as sometimes called box breathing or square breathing. So how it will look like is a 4-second inhalation, a 4-second hold, a 4-second exhalation, and a 4-second hold with the exhale out. So I'm going to count us through it, and then my instruction will start to fade, and then I'll let you take it in silence on your own, and then I'll let you know when it's time to come out. So first, we'll just begin by establishing our seat. You can place your palms, take a few shoulder rolls, a fuller breath in, a fuller breath out. Maybe a little bit of movement with the head and neck. We're just coming into the self, coming into the now, allowing the head, shoulders, torso, legs, and the body as a whole to begin to settle. Become aware of your breathing. Just observe it coming in and going out. So we just shift the focus so that we're paying attention. Nothing needs to change, really. Just be with the breath for a few more rounds, just acknowledging that it's here, allowing it to find its own natural cadence. Okay, so we'll begin our Samavriti here, and so that we're on the same timing, we'll take a clearing breath, a nice big inhale. Exhale all the way out, can be nose or mouth. And then we begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, retain. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, retain. 2, 3, 4, inhale. 2, 3, 4, retain. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, retain. 2, 3, 4, inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale. Continue on your own count a few rounds. One more final round. We will end the Samavriti Pranayama at the end of the retention from the out breath. And releasing and breathing normally, just observing, taking a moment to pause. Okay, you can begin to blink the eyes open. Again, take a few shoulder rolls, looking left and right, loosening up, head and neck. I really love that pranayama exercise. It's extremely balancing and almost hypnotic. It's like a metronome in the breath and body, which is very, very powerful. So if you ever find yourself in a very agitated state, that breathwork exercise is a very powerful way to bring you back into balance. Okay, so we can unpack the legs here. Just give them a little shake and a wiggle. We'll remain seated, but let's take the soles of the feet down with the knees bent. And from here, let's just windshield wiper left and right. And then go all the way, hip to hip. Okay, then we'll come back to center. Align the feet. They can be a comfortable distance away from you. We'll keep the arms straight back behind us and the fingertips are facing away. And you're pushing the floor down and away from you so that you can lift the chest. You can keep the head neutral or you can lift the chin slightly, the gaze slightly. Take a nice big breath all the way into the upper chest. You can let it out through an open mouth. And then again, inhale all the way to the top. And exhale. We're staying like this in this general shape, but let's tuck the chin in towards the base of the throat, lift the chest even more. And then we can take the back of the head back any amount, or maybe even all the way, resting the back of the head on the shelf of the shoulders. And then again, just a few more rounds, really slow, lifting the head, chin tucking. And then looking up, head is going back. Your own range of motion. Last time, exhale, tuck. This time, head going back. Open and close the jaw a few times. Relax any tension in the jaw, the lips, the palate. Then we'll let the head come to neutral. We're turning the hands facing the same direction as the fingertips now. We're coming to the forearms. So we're laying back. Think as if you were laying on the beach. You just popped your head up to take a look at the sea. So we're gazing through the knees again, opening across the front of the chest. It's easy to get a little schlumpy here and kind of sink and let the shoulders come to the ears, but let's push down into the forearms so that the chest can lift. The gaze can be between the knees, up. Again, the head can go back. Let's take a nice breath in. Exhale. Okay, great. We'll take the soles of the feet forward slightly, let the arms go straight. I like to flip the fingertips the opposite, or facing away on this one. And then from here, let's take the left ankle in front of the right knee. The left ankle is flexed, and you can stay with this right foot a little bit further away from you. If you tuck it in, it's a little tighter. So if you bring the foot in and you're pushing the hands away from you, you're kind of folding yourself in half. That's going to be a deeper stretch in the left hip. So let's take 3 breaths here. In through the nose, into the diaphragm, exhaling from the diaphragm through the nose. See if you can soften into the posture slightly. Okay, let's try to come up into a one-legged table, one-legged reverse table, right? So let's walk this right foot a comfortable distance away. Let's flip the palms, fingertips are facing the same direction as the toes. Push down into the hands in the right foot, lift it on up. Pause here, use the abdominals, the shoulders, the upper back. Exhale, let's drop the hips down. We're gonna do it 2 more times. Adjust as needed. Push down, inhale, lift. Exhale, drop, tone the belly as it comes down. And then last time, push and lift. And seats coming down. Great, let's unpack the right leg and the left. Take a few shoulder rolls. Let's interlace the hands and roll out the wrists because we've got the other side. So let's balance it here. Okay, other side. Hands are coming down back behind you. Fingertips are facing the same direction as the feet. You can start with the feet a little further away, and now the right ankle is coming in front of the left knee. Left foot is walking in closer to the left hip as desired, and actually the fingertips are facing away. I'll tell you why. This is why. Because if the fingertips are facing forward, what's happening is it's closing off my chest. And what I want is the opposite of that. I mean, you can still do it like this, but what happens when you flip the palms around, now I have an opening all across the rotator cuff from the front of one to the front of other. We're squeezing the blades together. So that's why I prefer this way. It's not right or wrong necessarily, but this just feels better to me. So we're gonna breathe into the upper chest. Exhale it out. We'll take one more. Okay, you can slide this left foot a little bit further away from you forward. We're going to take that single leg reverse table here. Now, I like to take the hands flipping in the other direction because it just feels like a firmer push in this way. So here we go. Push into the hands, push into the left foot. We're bringing it on up. Use the abs and the low back, upper back. And then we'll exhale, touch it down. 2 more, your own pace, your own range, adjust as needed. Inhale to lift. Exhale to drop. Last one, push down, rise. Great. Let's drop the hips, extend the legs, take a few shoulder rolls. Oh. Okay, let's come into a tabletop position. In your tabletop position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and we'll take the toes tucked. From here, let's come into a cow pose and then pause. So the tailbone lifts, the gaze lifts, the belly drops. And let's just stay here for an extra breath. And then exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, push into the hands. We'll come into cat pose, and then again, let's stay here for an extra breath. Really push into the hands, lift the back of the heart up, press the back of the heart upward, opening the space between the blades. We're moving freely now, inhaling into cow, exhaling into cat. And then if you'd like to take any free form movement, you can do so here. Locomotive the shoulders, move the head, slide forward and back. No wrong way to do it. Okay, one more big breath. Okay, so let's take the knees wide as if we were coming into a child's pose. So the feet are together and the knees are wide. Then from here, let's extend the left leg out to the left leg out to the left. The ankle is in line with the hip about. The sole of the foot is down. Yeah, looks good. All right, so then from here, let's take like a 50% cow pose. Tilt the tail up, let the belly drop, the heart melt, look up, take a breath in. And then as you exhale, we're untucking the right toes. We're sitting the hips back, and it's an extended one leg child's pose. You don't have to go back this far. Inhale, let's come forward. Take it into your 50% cow. And then exhale, tuck the tail, hips go back. So this is the range of motion. You're moving at your own pace. You're moving at your own range. It's an inhale to cow and an exhale to cat. We'll take one more round, and then the next time you sit back, let's stay back. So that could be somewhat uplifted if you want to keep the hips lifted and the arms extended like this, or if it's available, then the hips can go all the way back and you can extend the arms forward, the forearms can come down, the head can come down. And then we pause here in this lovely inner thigh stretch. Take a few rounds of breath. Okay, let's take the gaze forward. We'll come back to straight arms. We'll take the left leg underneath you. And let's come into a downward facing dog as a reset. So lifting the hips, dropping the heels, let it be free form. Left and right legs will definitely feel different here after that big inner thigh stretch. All right, so we'll come into our downward facing dog, and then let's slide into a high plank. We'll come into the top of a push-up. Shoulders over the wrist, belly is firm, thighs are firm. Take a breath in. And then exhale, lowering all the way to the floor. Untuck the toes and come into a back bend of your choice. Could be cobra. I'm doing cobra. Tuck the tail, just lift the chest. If you want something bigger, go for it. And then as you exhale, move through the knees, downward facing dog. Let's come forward, back, returning back into a table. I'm gonna flip around so I can use this leg. And then again, let's take the knees wide. Think child's pose in the legs. Now we're taking the right leg out to the right. The ankle is in line with the hip. And then here we go. Take this like 50% cow. It doesn't have to be extreme. And then as you exhale, tuck the tail, draw the hips back, take it low, extend the upper body, touch down. And then moving forward and back, inhaling to come forward into the cow, and then exhale to tuck back into the extended child. A few more rounds on your own. And then the next time you come back, go ahead and stay back. Again, this can be as uplifted as needed, or you can take it all the way back. Upper body can touch down. And then this becomes a restful pause. Okay, as you're ready, slowly beginning to lift up, we'll take the right leg back. Let's come into a downward facing dog. Moving freely, nice big breath in. Let it all the way out. The shoulders come away from the ears and the head hang free. Enjoying the inversion quality of this down dog. Okay, so from down dog, let's look forward and take the right between the hands. The left leg stays back. we can walk that heel toe, that heel back so that the stance is very long. So we'll stay uplifted in this left knee to begin. And from here, it's easy to get a little saggy. Try to lift the hips. Lift the hips by firming this back left thigh. Press out through the left heel. Let the heart come forward, long in the side waist so that the torso is long from hips to shoulders. Take a breath in. Exhale. Now let's drop the left knee and we'll pause here. If you have blocks, you can use blocks. It's nice to stay on fingertips for that extra lift. Let's take a breath. We're taking the hips back now. We're taking the hips back and coming into an Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. So when you take the hips back, walk the hands back with you. You can come to super tippy fingertips if you need to, underneath the shoulders. And then what happens here is there's a tendency for the foot to kind of open to the side, but let's take the toes straight up, engage the right quadricep, take a nice breath in. And then as you exhale, we're folding by hinging from the hips and bending at the elbows. Remain nice and long in the torso versus rounded in the upper back. Keep the heart reaching forward. Take another breath. Okay, we're planting the left hand. You can stay on fingertips if you like. You can flat palm. From here, lengthen the torso, and we're opening this up into a twist. So get long in the upper body first, then the right side of the rib cage lifts up, and then if you like, the right hand lifts up. This is very much about balance. So if you feel wobbly, look down at the left hand, and that will help ground you, tone your belly. You can always keep your right hand on your hip as well. Let's take another breath. Keep engaging the top of the right thigh. Exhale. Okay, great. Let's look down. Right hand is coming down. Sole of the right foot is coming down. Right knee bends. Let's come into, we're going to set up for a pyramid pose. So walk the left foot in so that you can drop the left heel. From here, let's come up to stand. Take the hands to the hips. Okay, so the feet are hips distance apart, east and west. We want to use the right hand to assist us in keeping this right hip back because it wants to roll forward when we fold. So here we go. Take a breath in. As you exhale, long hinging from the hip, bowing over the right thigh. When you bow, lift the right quadricep up. And then if you like, you can release the hands. They can be underneath you on fingertips, flat palms, wherever you are. More breath. Okay, let's look forward. Bring the weight of the body onto the right foot by bending the right knee slightly. Walk the hands forward. Let's take this into a standing split. Begin to lift the left leg up, folding the upper body over the right leg. A micro bend in the right knee is good. Take one more breath, shoulders away from the ears. And then as you exhale, take a giant step back with that left leg, flat palms, right leg goes back, top of the push-up. Exhale, you can move through a vinyasa if you like, Chaturanga Dandasana, or all the way to the floor. Upward facing dog, cobra, something else. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great, let's take a nice breath in to pause. Feel into your body. Okay, moving on to the other side. So taking the left foot forward between the hands. Let's start with the right knee lifted. And so to lift the hips here, to not get saggy in the hips, let's engage the right thigh and then push out through the right heel. Extend more through the front body and the side waist. Tone the belly. Okay, and in this nice long stance, we'll drop the right knee now. The pelvis is still coming forward, maybe not without resistance. So we ease our way in, we breathe our way in. Sometimes that tightness just needs to know that it's safe, and then we feel like, oh yes, okay, we can relinquish a little bit, soften, surrender, make room. All right, let's walk the hips back and the hands under the shoulders. You can wiggle this left foot forward or in a little bit if you need to. So really step one is firming the left thigh, because that's going to keep your hamstring safe the whole time. So we engage the left thigh by lifting the left kneecap. Ankle is flexed, toes are flexed. It doesn't need to be extreme, but it's happening. And then from here, take an inhalation. As you exhale, we're folding from the hips and the elbows as you humbly bow over this left leg. Relax the shoulders. Nice, long, complete breaths. Okay, we'll take a halfway lift here. The right palm stays down. And in this length in the torso, we begin to open up the left rib cage. So when we do this, if we automatically start to look up, you can really start to feel the wobble. So sometimes it's nice to look down, open up the left chest, open the left arm, start there. And then if that feels stable to you, once you've got left heel, right knee, right hand, once everything feels planted, then you can maybe take the gaze up and incorporate that component. Let's take a few more breaths like this. Okay, we'll take the gaze down, the left hand down. We're setting up for our pyramid pose. So let's take the sole of the left foot down, bend the left knee, pop off the right. Then we're hopping the right foot forward enough so that we can get the sole of the foot down, and then let's come to stand. Push the feet down and away. It's an inhale to rise. Hands are on the hips. Let's take a breath in. Feel that they're square. And then exhale, using the left hand to gently draw the left hip crease back. We keep the pelvis square as you fold over the left thigh. Hands are coming down. Same action. Lift the quadricep to support the opening of the hamstring. Yeah, you got to just relax the shoulders, relax the head. You're doing great. Okay, here we go. We're going to test out that standing split on this side. So a little bend in the left knee, shift the weight of the body into the left foot. You can feel that straight away. Then lift the right leg up any amount as it goes, coming into this standing split. When you exhale, take your belly into your spine. That'll make room for a deeper fold. And then here we go. Looking forward, giant step back with the right foot, flat palms take the left leg back, and vinyasa your way through. Upper body is coming down. Inhaling into an upward facing dog or a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And And we'll take 3 breaths in downward facing dog, or if you'd like, you can take a child's pose and just pause. Okay, we're meeting in downward facing dog. And then as you're ready, let's inhale, bring the feet together and inhale the right leg to the sky. And then looking forward, the right foot is coming to between the palms. Left heel can remain lifted. We're standing in a crescent lunge. Push the feet away, inhale for the upper body to rise. The hips are square forward, shoulders are over the hips, the heart is lifted, and then energize the arms from the shoulders all the way out the fingertips as if you really stuck the landing. Okay, from here, we're gonna come into a one-legged mountain. So if you need to take a half step forward, you can. And then from here, left knee's coming right up into the chest. Pick it up. Push down into the standing right leg and lift the chest even more. Push down into the right foot, especially the big toe mound, and lift the chest. Squeeze that left knee in and use your abdominals to keep you lifted. The gaze is down and forward. That's going to help ground you, level you. Great. We're taking the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Outside of the left knee. We're standing tall and opening the left arm. Great, let's come back to center, left arm back up. Let's step the left leg all the way back and come into a warrior 2 in the legs. Right heel is intersecting the left arch. And then from here, let's extend the arms, take the gaze down the right palm, nice breath in. Relax the shoulders. Reverse the warrior. Right palm flips, left arm down the left leg. Open up the right side body. Let's inhale, come up. We're taking a prasarita stance now. The feet stay wide and we parallel the toes. From here, the hands can come to the hips. Drop the tail, lift the chest. Take a breath in as you look up. And then exhale, hips are going back. Folding from the hips. Hands can release underneath the face, or you can walk the hands back behind you. Feel a great amount of length in the spine, the whole length of the spine. Let go of the weight of the head. Okay, let's come up halfway. The hands are underneath the shoulders. We're walking it over to the right. Just walk it over. It doesn't have to be extreme. Upper body is extended. You can even stay uplifted. You don't necessarily need to fold in. Take a breath in, out. Then halfway lift, let's walk it over to the other side. You can stay uplifted or you can fold over that left leg. Okay, we're starting to rotate the right toes forward so that we're coming facing forward on our mat. Take the right leg back. You're in the top of a push-up. Exhale, lower through. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, a downward facing dog. Okay, let's bring the feet together. Inhale your left leg to the sky, and then exhale left foot between the hands, looking forward. Step down, push the feet down and away. Inhale to rise, crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Push the feet down and away. The belly is toned, the chest is uplifted, the arms are extended. You can look up, take a breath in. Okay, we're coming into that one-legged mountain. So if you want to take a half step to set you up, then you can. And then right knee's coming up, and then pick it up and give it a squeeze. Push down with the left foot, especially the big toe mound. Gaze is down and forward. Keep that left thigh and glute firm. Then from here, left hand is coming to the outside of the right knee. Open, lift the chest, and then open the chest to the right, opening the right arm. Okay, let's face forward. Right arm is coming up. Then we release the right leg, take a giant step back. We come into warrior two stance. Left heel is intersecting the right arch. This is long. Take a look at your feet. Make sure that it's true. Left heel, right arch. Instead of the left knee pouring in, we want it to move outward towards the pinky toe edge. Torso is long. Shoulders over the pelvis versus leaning forward. Okay, arms are extended. Look down the left hand. Flip the left palm face up, reverse warrior. We're coming up to stand, straightening the left leg. Let's again square the feet. This time interlacing the hands back behind you. Let's squeeze the blades. We did a lot of work opening the chest in the beginning of class. So we're primed. Coming into a fold here. So first things first, lift the upper thighs. You can lift the gaze as you inhale, and then exhaling, squeezing the blades, hinging from the hips as you fold forward. Torso is long. Keep squeezing the blades more broad across the front of the chest. Shoulders away from the ears, the head is free. Let's take another breath. Okay, we're staying low, but let's release the hands down underneath the shoulders and take a halfway lift. Let's turn the toes out, say like 1:11 to 10 o'clock. And then we'll walk the upper body over towards the right, bending the right knee and straightening the left leg. We're coming into Skandasana, or a side lunge to the best of your ability. Yes. Great, so the hands can come in front of you underneath the shoulders, and that will help prop you up in center. Yeah, you can even bring this arm on the inside of your right leg. And then here we are. You can sit up tall like this with both hands down. You may even consider taking the hands all the way off the ground and bringing the palms together at the heart. Tuck the tail, tongue the belly, lift the chest. Could always be a touch and go. Yeah, a bit of a surf. Okay, we're taking it to the other side. So let's stay low and kind of spider walk to the other side. All the snap, crackle, pops in all of my joints, knees and hips and ankles and toes. Okay, now we set up here. You know, there is a bit of a setup. Sometimes we don't just slide right in and land. So we want to make sure that we're firm, standing on the sole of this left foot. The hands are on the inside of this bent knee. And then we can sit up tall. And I would say this is probably, you know, the most solid variation. The gaze is down and forward. Engage this top right thigh. And then from here, there are many variations, but we can just try this one if you like, bringing the palms together at the heart. Taking a breath in Skandasana. We can release the hands back down, walk the legs through center. Let's straighten them out. Slowly, slowly, hands are coming to hips, and then inhale to stand. Whew. Okay. Again, we'll turn the toes out with the knees bent, hands on thighs. We'll take an attitude shoulders, nice and easy. Drop one in and look over the other. Straight arm. And then switch. Moving at your own pace, a few more. Okay, we'll begin to lift the upper body up, straighten the legs, let the arms go up and open. Take a look up, star pose. Nice big breath in. Exhale. We're looking over the left side, taking the hands, cartwheeling them down. You're facing the front edge of your mat, moving through a vinyasa, high to low. Inhaling the heart high. Exhaling and taking the hips back. Let's set up for a pigeon pose. Feet together, inhale the right leg high. Exhale the right knee towards the right wrist. Drop the shin, slide the left knee back. So before we recline, which I know we all want to do immediately, let's take the hands under the hips, push down. Let's come into the back bend of it. Lift the chest, puff it up like you're, a New York pigeon on a wire. You're owning your block. Take a nice breath in. And then as you exhale, begin to descend. Belly, heart, forearms. Release the head, neck, and shoulders. And enjoy. One more breath like this. We're slowly lifting up, and then we just tip our way onto our right hip and go ahead and start to come to a seat with the right leg straight. The one that was bent, straighten it out, and we'll take the left foot and bring it to the outside of the right leg. Yep, left hand is coming back behind you. You can reach the front of the knee or you can tuck the outside. Take a breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, tone the belly, look over the left shoulder. Let's take the gaze forward, unfurl, both hands come to the right and bow. Inhale to sit up. We'll take the sole of the left foot on the inside of the right leg, coming into Janushirshasana, sitting up tall on the seat. Take a breath in. Let's bring the hands up. Inhale and then exhale, reaching the heart forward, hinging from the hips as you bow over the right leg. Touching the palms down, relaxing shoulders, elbows, and hands. Okay, we're looking forward, walking the upper body up, taking the left hand back behind you, coming onto the left knee and lifting the pelvis. Right arm is lifting. Here you go. Push, lift, reach that right arm all the way back behind you. Nice breath. And then as you exhale, seat drops, release both hands. We're meeting in a downward facing dog. If you want to take a vinyasa to get there or a cat cow, go for it. Otherwise, we're meeting in down dog. Take a few breaths. And then we're going to set up now for pigeon on the other side. Feet together. Inhale your left leg high. Left knee towards the left wrist. Drop the shin down and drop the right knee down and then slide it back. You can keep the right toes tucked or you can untuck them up to you. But before we land, let's come to fingertips. Lift up and out of the pelvis a little bit. So push down and let yourself lift. Feel the lovely low back bend, the upper back bend. Puff up the chest and inhale, take the gaze up. And then exhale, pelvis descends, belly, heart, forearms, shoulders and head and neck and hands all relax in this pose. Okay, last breath on this side. On the inhalation, we're beginning to lift up, but then you can just tip right onto that left hip. Swing the right knee up. We're extending the left leg straight and taking the sole of the right foot to the outside of the left leg. Right hand is coming back behind you, setting up for this nice twist. We're sitting high on the sit bones. Forearm is coming in front of or to the outside of the right knee. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, open the right chest. Take the gaze with you. Okay, the gaze is coming forward. We unfurl. Take both hands to the left side and bow. We'll inhale to sit up. Unpack the right foot, coming to the inside of the left leg, setting up for Janu Shirshasana. We've been working on a lot of hamstring openers and lifting this left thigh. Take a breath in, extend the arms up, and then as you exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips, and bowing over this left leg. Okay, let's sit up. Right hand is coming back behind you. We're coming onto the right knee, lifting the pelvis. Left arm is lifting. So it's a full body stretch. Give it a nice reach. Take a breath in. And then exhale, take a seat. Release. The soles of both feet are coming down, and we're coming onto our backs now. Once you land, you can bring your knees into your chest. And take a few rocks left and right, circles. Other direction if you're doing circles. Okay, we'll take the soles of the feet down. Let's take one bridge pose. Soles of the feet down, their hips distance apart. They're close to the glutes. So walk them back, but not too wide, not too narrow, just right. And then from here, let's push down into the feet so that we can lift the hips, tuck the blades in one at a time. And then from here, think about lifting your heart up towards your chin. You can interlace the hands if that's available. Keep squeezing, walking the shoulders underneath you. Push the feet away from the crown of the head as you continue to lift the heart and relax the glutes. One more breath. Okay, the hands are bound. Release them. Unpack the shoulders. Back body is flat. Let's windshield wiper the knees left and right. Okay, we'll come to center. Let's take the legs all the way up and the arms all the way up and roll out the ankles and the wrists in the other direction. We're hugging the right knee into the chest, extending the left leg all the way to the ground. It's coming to a twist now, coming on to the left hip, taking the right knee across center, slide the left shoulder blade over to the left, and you may extend your right arm out towards the right. Okay, we'll slowly come to center, flat on the back. And then right leg extends all the way down. Left knee is coming into the chest. And now we'll come into the twist on this side. Fully come onto that outer right hip. This left knee is tucked into you versus sliding away from you. It's nice to have the knee up a little higher, almost in line with the belly button. Slide the right shoulder blade to the right so that the left arm can extend open. You may consider taking your gaze over to the left. Okay, the gaze is coming through center. Come flat onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest, your nose into your knees. Give yourself a good squeeze. Take a nice breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then as you inhale, open up, setting yourself up for Shavasana. Unpacking the legs, wiggling the toes, letting the length of the legs settle in totality. Making sure the upper back is flat. There's some natural breath across the chest. The length of the arms are relaxed.
head and neck, relaxed, supported. Brow is soft, spacious. The eyes, cheeks, palate, throat, heart, all relaxed. Enjoy this divine rest. Let you know when it's time to come out. Become aware of your breathing. Become aware of your body. Take a fuller breath, a little bit of movement. When the time is right, tipping to one side in the fetal position, and just pause here. Slowly rise to a seat. Just resting the palms in the lap. Take a moment. This final time together to just observe. Become aware of your breathing once again. Getting a sense of your well-being as a whole. Let's join the palms together at the heart. We'll take a final breath together, a nice big inhale. Exhale all the way out. Humble bow into the self.
an outward bow to each other and the outside world. Thank you so much for investing your time in this way. May the rest of this day and your week be blessed. Namaste.